It's been a busy week with performances, events and whatnot. And you're tuned into Colors of India, your half-hour window into all that's happening in this culturally rich world. First, the main stories.
Dastakar has a new avatar. I am the tiger is the new shloka. And finally, an enriching experience by Swanubhava.
Like a lot of people, even I look forward to this time of the year because this is when Dastakar comes to town. Call it a craft lover's paradise, a shopaholic's dream, or simply say nature's bazaar.
Dastakar, the organization, brings together artistic and culturally rich rural India into the urban spectrum and offers city dwellers a chance to return to their roots and embrace the beauty of traditional Indian crafts.
It's a growing process. Every year there is a new innovation, there are new stuff which comes out to the market, and they are tapping the trends and they're accordingly following the designs, and they have lots of designers working under them, and they have lots of projects which is going under them. So obviously there is a lot of innovation.
And it is not just about shopping. There are live demonstrations and performances, and it is educative as much as it is fun. The puppetry, for instance, got undivided attention from the little ones, and the Rajasthani folk number had many takers too. It was here, amidst all this, that we managed to have a quick word with Laila Tyabji, the chairperson of Dastakar.
Dastakar was a way of linking the rural craftsperson and the urban consumer, because we felt that India has this fantastic wealth of so many 14 million craftspeople, but because they don't have access to the urban city and markets and things, they're losing contact with a potential huge market. So Dastakar was created to create this sort of bridge.
Could you tell me a little about this year's Dastakar?
As every year we choose a theme for the bazaar, which is a way of encouraging craftspeople to innovate and make new products. So this year is the year of the camel, and we are projecting the camel, one products that are made from camel's hair or camel's milk. There's some fantastic soap which is apparently Cleopatra used to bathe in camel's milk, and we've got things from camel's hair, from camel bone, from camel hide. And then of course the craftspeople have made a lot of products using the camel as a design motive.
One particular thing with the Indian crafts is that they tend to get a little repetitive in terms of their design. So do you give it a new outlook?
Yes, we try to give it a twist which is contemporary, but also even more than contemporary design is a contemporary functionality. Because the things that craftspeople traditionally made in their village may not be what an urban consumer would want to use in their home and their environment.
Something that's really close to your heart, which one would you name?
I suppose for me the very special project is the Dastakar Ranthambore project, because everywhere else there was a craft skill, a traditional skill on which we built. But there was really nothing, and you had to kind of really work with the women to think of things that they could make, find skills that they didn't even know existed, and make it into something else. And the fact that today we have over 1,000 people benefiting from that project and earning over 1 crore a year from the sales is very exciting.
In the metros, at least there is an awareness, and a lot of people are going towards this ethnic things, mostly maybe because they're fashionable. But in smaller cities, smaller towns like Lucknow, how did it go?
Well, it was a start. People obviously in smaller towns want to be like the big towns. So for them, the first thing is the branded products which they're seeing for the first time in India after many, many decades. So that's still the buzz and the excitement. But I think Indians intrinsically are realizing that today you can have your foot in both worlds. You don't have to take a decision that I'm going to be ethnic oh, I'm going to be Western.
Imaginative, vibrant, artistic and creative. These words best describe Laila Tyabji, and hopefully this movement that she leads will catch on and more cities will see rural India in a new and different light.
The important thing about Dastakar is that it offers sustainable livelihood to millions of craftspeople across India. Salman Rushdie, in an essay titled Being Francisco Clementi, mentioned that perhaps Italians are but Indians who drink wine. And when we look at them, we see ourselves in translation. These words rang true when I saw the art exhibition of Italian artist Tacito.
An exhibition of Tacito's works was recently inaugurated at the Cultural Centre of the Italian Embassy. It was a small and intimate gathering of art lovers, critics and friends, and the evening started off on a high note. Indian craft forms found a new meaning and language through Tacito's interpretations. His concept of the warrior of love, a man carrying flowers instead of weapons, was interpreted and recreated by Indian craftspeople using Varli paintings and Lambani embroidery.
When one dips into tradition, one can either copy it or one can repeat it. To take it into a new area and to say something different with it is something quite difficult, because tradition in itself is locked in its own series of images and associations which we all have. To remove Ram, Sita, Lakshman or any of the symbols from what they mean and give them a new meaning, that is, I think, what Tacito has succeeded in doing.
And I think this combination and creative fusion, I think, is very important, because it shows that how the craft tradition of India can respond imaginatively and creatively to a very modern vision. And the notion that the crafts are a backward art is demolished.
His art pieces also explored the concept of a borderless world. Maps without boundaries, painted on various surfaces, including on an ambassador car, one of India's most recognized icons, was on display.
Working with the craft people, the Indian craft people, I founded some very important questions about rituality and symbol. The symbol of rituality is like the base of the humanity, like a language that takes unity through the culture.
The artist had not just explored various cultural and traditional connotations, he had also bridged the dichotomy between art and craft and married these two in a rather explicit way.
The stitches which are taken here are chain stitches, and with silk thread. It is so colorful, so very pure of Kutch region or say village side. And then what is amazing is it gives totally new dimension when he uses his sweep of brushes on it, you know.
And much like Clementine, Tacito is also a mingler of the two art worlds. He has created sensitive and innovative art pieces. Now we'll be taking a quick break, but on the other side, we have art for you in a different form.